Hi guys, it's Dory Schneider from Stampin' Always with Dory, and I have a Zippy Z-fold card that I would like to share with you. This is one of the cards that we made at our Stamp of the Month online class last night, and so I wanted to share with everyone. So this card, I call it the Zippy Z-fold, and this was a Pinterest inspired card. I apologize, I don't remember where I found it, but by another creative demonstrator on Pinterest, but it has a little fold that you tuck under, okay? And so there's a Z, but then there's a little extra fold. So I call it the Zippy Z-fold. So we are gonna make this together today, and we are using the Designer Series paper. Let me move these out of the way. From the Best Dressed Suite and Bundle that is found on page 55 of your spring catalog. So, and we're also using the Dress from Press bundle as well. We're using the lipstick and dies for that, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. And you can look in the comments of this video and you will find the dimensions for the cardstock and also for the Designer Series paper pieces that you would need. So we are going to start with our Simply Scored board. And we are going to put our 5.5 by 11 sheet of lovely lipstick cardstock. We're going to start and we're going to score at 1 1/4, at 4, and at 6 3/4. Okay, so 1 1/4, 4, and 6 3/4. If you don't have a Simply Scored tool, you can stop on by doryschneider.stampinup.net and get your very own. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and score, score along the fold lines here with my bone folder. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that there. So it also kind of looks like a little bit of an accordion fold, but I called it the Zippy Z because there's an extra little zip on the Z there, okay? So we are going to use, like I said, the DSP, and we are gonna need 3 pieces of DSP. We have a 1 by 5 1/4 inch strip of the striped, and then we have a 1/2 by 5 1/4 piece of the striped paper. Then we will have a floral piece, and your floral piece will be 2 1/4 by, 2.5 by 5 1/4. And then you have a piece of just complimentary cardstock. So in this one, I used the Old Olive with the polka dots, and this one is 2.5 by 5 1/4 as well. And then you will need 1 piece of Whisper White, which is 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this together. We'll also need some other embellishments, but extra pieces, and I'll show you those at the very end. So I am going to use my snail adhesive, and I am going to attach the first piece of cardstock. And you can lay this out if you would like, but I find it easier to go step by step because sometimes if we don't do that, we get a little confused and then we end up with our DSP on the back, or, you know, kind of like the reverse side. Okay, so there's our first piece there. All right, then we're gonna lift that up, and our next piece, show you the sample again, is gonna be the floral piece. So I'm gonna again use my, go off the edge here a little bit, use my snail, a little bit in each corner. And so I am going to attach my next piece. So that's the floral. I'm gonna use my bone folder. I like to use that just to smooth everything out. Okay, then we're gonna keep going. We're gonna open it up. We're almost there to the end. This is where I'm going to use my piece of Old Olive with the little polka dots. Okay, and I am going to attach that here And just make sure I have the border and the edge. Yep. Okay. Again, using my bone folder to smooth everything out. And then last but not least, we are going to have our Whisper White piece on the bottom. And so I'm going to go ahead and stamp on that so I can go ahead and attach. And the set that I used to stamp my inside is called Thanks for the Laughs. And this one is actually in your spring catalog as well. It is on page 11. It is $21. And I tend to overlook stamp sets like this that just have, you know, greetings and sentiments in them. But this is a great one. So you have to check that out again on page 11, or you can check it out on my online store. So I chose the one that said, how did I get so lucky to have a friend like you? I'm going to use my Memento ink. Oh, look, I even have a little surprise on the inside. Check that out. Let me get that out. You never know where those little boogers are gonna turn up. Sometimes on the end of your dog's nose, or you find them all over the place. All right, so we're gonna stamp this first because, oh, see, my 2 didn't come out. I did that on purpose. So you can always flip it over. You have 2 tries, right? So just means I need to put some more pressure there, and it came out perfectly, okay? All right, and so last but not least, we are going to add a little strip to the bottom, but I'm going to put this on my card first. So this is going to be the piece that goes, and when you stamp it, you want to make sure you stamp it up towards the top a little bit, because you'll see it closes, but you do have all this space down here, so you kind of don't want your greeting hanging out on the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and attach this. I apologize, my little sheet moved there. I have to get some clamps and clamp that down. Okay, so we're just gonna put that on. And then just to give a little bit of pop of color at the bottom so we don't have so much white. And we're also coordinating with our piece that's on the top here, our stripe piece. Oops, don't do that. You guys see, let me move it up just a little bit. There you go. And you just add that piece on the bottom. And so there you have those 3 there. And normally, you know, sometimes when we go to the mall and we see people wearing stripes and floral together, we think, oh my gosh, what were they thinking when they got up today? But I think these go really well together. They're pulling, you know, the color that's in the DSP here with the stripe. So it's a great way to use up a lot of your DSP. And so like on this one here, I use Blackberry Bliss and then use the Old Olive there and throughout, but it's a nice way to use kind of both sides of the DSP. Okay, so for our accent piece, and what's gonna kind of help keep our card together, is we are going to use, this is one of our stitch circles, and then this is a scallop circle. And one of the great things about these 2 dies are they layer. They're layering, okay? They are not in the same set, but they do layer very nicely. That's one of the great things that Stampin' Up! Does. Creates layering products, not projects. Okay, so I'm going to get my Hello Fabulous, and I ink that up in the Memento, and I'm going to stamp that on my stitched circle. Put that aside, okay? And then I will go ahead and attach this to my scallop circle. And the color I'm using is Lovely Lipstick. This is one of our ink colors that will be retiring very soon. June 2nd will be the last day. And so if you are in love with the ink colors, or if you haven't gotten this color and have just fallen in love with it, make sure you get yours because it will be gone very soon. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to add a little ribbon at the bottom. This is the Grosgrain. This is Lovely Lipstick, one of the coordinating products with the Lovely Lipstick cardstock. And for this, to attach my ribbon, I'm going to use a glue dot. I'm going to put my ribbon right on the glue dot and peel it off, and then put it right here on the bottom of my little circle. And I do want to make sure that you can see the words, so you can kind of manipulate it a little bit. And there you have that there. And then last but not least, this is one of the stamps that is in the Best Dressed set. And it also has a coordinating die that goes with it. So I went ahead and stamped and cut that out, okay? So I am going to go ahead and color in my lipstick tube, okay? So I'm going to use one of our products. It's called Stamp and Blend. And I'm going to use the thin side on this. And just go ahead and color that right in for the lipstick color. Okay. And one of the great things about the Stamp and Blends is they're double-sided. So you have the thin side, which is like the pen, and then you have the thick side, which is more like the marker. And then I'm going to take, this is our light smoky slate, and I'm going to use the brush side for this one and just hold on to my, and give that a little bit of, and I'll probably come back and I'll go around the outside edge with the pen side, or the pen tip. All right, it looks like some fancy lipstick there, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go around and just make sure I don't have any white spaces there. Another great thing about the blends is you can color over top as many times as you would like to blend. So there is a dark blend and a light blend. Both of the ones I have here today are the light ones, but you can go back over and kind of just add a little bit of shading there if you would like. And Stampin' Up! Provides those little lines so we can shade and give some extra accent there. Okay, so there is our lipstick tube. And I'm going to add this on the side of my Hello Fabulous. And when I add things like this, I like to add them with dimensionals. So let's grab some dimensionals here from our pack. And these are one of my favorite things. I have so many, but they're one of my favorite things. And just put one at the top and one at the bottom. Okay, and just attach it. You can do it however you'd like. I'm gonna do it kind of off to the side a little bit, like that. It says Hello Fabulous. So we're gonna bring this back to our card, and we are gonna add this right about here. So it's kind of the center point or portion of your card. And you're gonna put dimensionals on it, but towards the bottom, okay? So I'm gonna use 3. Use the magic number today, I think, and just take them there across the bottom and peel those off, okay? And I'm gonna hold that down. And so it is going to kind of carry over on those 3 layers, okay? So you have the top layer that is the one that you've tucked under. You have your center layer. And then you have the old olive, and then you have the bottom of your card. So it's just a fun fold. And, you know, if they want to bring out the whole thing, they can, or they can leave it. And you tuck that little flap of your Z right underneath. Okay, so that is our Zippy Z-fold that we just made today. And like I said, check out the comments and the sizes and dimensions will be in the comments, so you can make one of your very own. Let me show you again. There's the one in the blackberry with a little, I added, this is actually, these are 2 items that I fussy cut right out of the cardstock. So I was telling you about that earlier, but you can, there's this great paper you can use and, you know, cut out one of the little purses, or I do love to fussy cut. I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with me, but usually when my kids have an activity, I will take a piece of DSP and to fussy cut. But there's perfume, there's shoes, you know, lipstick. So I just keep all these on my desk, and then when I go to create, I have little pieces that I can already use for my project. So thank you for joining me today for the Zippy Z-fold, And I can't wait to stamp with you guys again soon. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.